Happy Monday, everybody. I almost said Friday. It is not Friday. It is very much Monday. It is February 21st. Thanks for joining us. If you are following along on the video stream, I am joined with Nick Sainert, per usual, and I am wearing a turtleneck and a crew neck because I'm not happy that it's cold outside. I know it's the late February, but it's 50 degrees and windy, but it's chilly out. Yesterday was so nice, and now I'm back to wearing jackets and gloves. So happy Monday.
I saw a graphic today where it was 58 degrees in the southeast part of the state and 3 degrees in the northwest.
Sounds about right.
And it was because of the wind, I think.
Did you watch the news?
No, it was on Twitter.
Oh.
I can't tell you, and might hurt you.
Nothing can hurt me.
Yeah, I hope not.
Especially you.
Good. Yeah, don't let anything I say bother you. I have not watched the news in a couple years.
Okay. And?
Probably.
Well, you could download the app.
I do.
I should get commission for how many people I get to download the app. The 1011 app. 1011now.com.
A lot?
Yeah, the app, yeah. About like 4. So, because people will say like, oh, I don't have cable. I don't get to watch the show, or I don't get to see the highlights. And I just say, well, we have, oh, someone's listening. Nathan Brennan just texted in saying Nick is a fraud. So 1011 for life. Thanks, Nathan.
Me and Nate had a falling through.
His name is not Nate.
Yes, me and Nathan had a falling through today.
Falling out or falling
out
through?
That works.
How do you fall through? What'd you fall through?
Nothing, but we had a falling out.
Forever?
No, probably not forever, just for a substantial amount of time.
Sad. Do you not like the Hokies?
No, it's not that. We just had a pretty big disagreement over Husker men's basketball.
Oh.
And how to handle that situation.
Nathan will never let something go when he's...
This is what he said.
Okay.
Nicole.
Nathan, do you want to call in to defend your case? Because I feel like this is kind of...
It might be. He could have stayed the 10 extra minutes.
Okay, fighting words.
Here's what I'll say. Here's what Nathan said. Nebraska men's basketball is historically bad, so you might as well just allow them to continue being bad.
I mean, are they known for being good?
No, they are not.
So then what did you take issue with?
How that is being lazy.
Oh, okay.
Why would you not want to at least try to get good? Try to be good.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have a dog in the fight, so that's not usually a good saying anymore. But
yeah, I just think Nathan could have been a little more open to possible changes with Nebraska men's basketball.
Okay, well,
but that's fine.
He just said, "What's the phone number?" And I'm not giving it to him because he works here, and he should know what the Honda of Lincoln hotline is. So thanks for joining us, everyone who's tuning in. Thanks for listening. This is Ticket Weeknights with Nicole Griffith. You can call in or text here. I'm going to give it out now. Nathan, don't listen. 402-464-5685. Join us. We have a great show coming up. We're in studio. And then download wherever you get your podcasts. And then we're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I don't even know why I say Twitch. Like, who's listening on Twitch?
There's actually a lot. So if you...
I don't understand how it works.
So there, you can go to Twitch and actually create an account. Or if you just go to the Tickets website and go over to watch live, it automatically just brings up the Twitch.
Oh, because I always go to YouTube live.
Yeah. I've met people that go to YouTube live, but then I've also met people that just do it on Facebook.
Do we have a caller? Do we have someone on the line?
Here we go.
We are bringing in Nate Dogg from the Honda of Lincoln hotline. Nate, you are on the Ticket Weeknights with Nicole Griffith. Do we not have anyone?
Nate? Oh, okay.
He's gone.
It just didn't go through.
It didn't go through.
All right.
Thanks, Bach.
Yep.
Good effort.
See, he's scared to call in. He can't handle it.
He's going to call.
I know that's not the truth, Nathan. But, okay, see, you already just got another one from Bipolar on the text line. Downloaded the 1011 app per recommendation.
Heck yeah. I should get commission for this. You can turn off the notifications because we send a lot. Ha ha ha. Sorry if my digital bosses are listening right now. But we do send a lot of push notifications, and there's also a weather app if you want to download that. So do we have Nate is back on Not Nate Dog. We have Nate. We're going to try this again. We're going to give him one more
This
effort.
is it.
You are on the Ticket
You guys hear me?
Weeknights.
Yes.
All right. Nick is taking what I said entirely out of perspective. One, I would dare you to stay 10 extra minutes if you had to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Two, I said there's no reason for a team that's historically bad to keep revolving door getting new coaches if the buyout's $18.5 million. You forgot to mention that point. If the buyout was less, I would be on the same page. For a team that's historically bad, why are you going to pay $18.5 million? You can allocate that money to other programs that are actually have been good and have a history of winning.
Interesting.
Thanks, Nate. Appreciate the call. Now go to bed. You have to be up in
Yeah. Get your rest.
8 hours. I will
All
not
right,
stand
guys.
for this.
Have a good show.
Thanks, Nathan. I will not stand for this slander. I will stand up for you.
What slander? All I'm saying, if Nebraska, he says about, talking about like giving money to programs or whatever. If Nebraska baseball wins another Big Ten championship, they're going to get whatever they want. If Nebraska football wins a Big Ten championship, they're already getting whatever they want. So,
Well, we'll just wait for those days to happen.
Big Ten baseball is not so far.
Not so far. Well, we're going to talk to Evan Bland coming up at 6:25 about the opening weekend. You can use whatever adjective you want to describe their 1-3 series at Sam Houston State. So coming up on the ticket, we have we're going to talk a little Juwan Howard. He has just been suspended for the rest of the regular season at Michigan. That news coming down within the last 10 minutes. He is out for 5 regular season games. And then I don't know if that came down from the Big Ten or if that's Michigan's ruling, but probably the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And then we will see what that entails going into the Big Ten tournament. And then also, they're vying for a March Madness bid. And then at 6:25, we have Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald. Huskers go 1-3 on the road at Sam Houston State. We'll get his thoughts on the pitching rotation. Was this expected? Jake Buns was injured. We will talk with Evan Bland. He's so great. I don't even think I've had him on my show before. And then 6:45, wrestling. Big weekend for state wrestling, high school state wrestling. 68 wrestlers, including 12 girls, got gold medals up in Omaha. And then also last night, the duel between Nebraska and Iowa was
phenomenal.
Okay. I was going to say exciting, and then you took a deep breath. So
yeah,
we'll talk a little bit about that. Coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, Nebraska women's basketball. It's a heavy topic. There is obviously some drama within the department or within the program going on right now, and then also kind of is overshadowing their big win on Sunday, their home win, and it was pink night or pink day, an emotional day all around for the Husker women's basketball team. They're on the road. They play tomorrow night, I believe.
Is it tomorrow or Thursday?
Oh, this week? Yeah. I thought it was tomorrow, but
this is an easy fix.
And then Steve Sipple is gracing us with his present at 7:20. So come hang out with us, and then we'll round out the show. So that's the next 2 hours. It's also Nick's birthday.
Time out. We were both wrong. They play on Wednesday. So in the middle.
So it is your birthday tomorrow.
It is.
You're turning 21 at midnight tonight.
I am.
Are you doing anything?
So
I know you're having
tomorrow.
a party, but
I'm going to the casino.
But are you doing anything at midnight tonight?
So there's thoughts about going to a bar like Risky's because they have penny pitchers, I guess. So there's thoughts about that. However, I promised my mom that she would buy me my first legal beer. And so there's a part of me that does not want to go out before we do that.
So when is she going to do that?
Tomorrow night at dinner. So there's the likelihood that that's going to last.
Someone could buy you legal shots.
Bingo.
That's the way around it.
And that's not penny pitchers, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So.
But then
your
mom's going to buy you your first legal beer.
Legal. Yep.
And then your first beer.
Yes, first drink.
And then I could buy you a shot.
Absolutely. Yep.
At midnight.
Absolutely. Whatever floats anybody's boat. I think Rico wants to open up my Venmo tomorrow during the show.
Oh, that'd be fun.
So people that can donate. I know I have a lot of texters that don't like me.
What?
I'm joking.
Oh.
But I think there's a couple that might. So
Give you $1.
Give me $1, yeah. So I mean, dollars add up.
Pennies.
That's
100 penny pitchers.
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
No. So you buy the first one at regular price, and then every single one after that is a penny. So like you can get
for a pitcher.
So it's like 2 pitchers.
Oh, Riskies. I've been there.
$9.01 for 2 pitchers.
Okay, so it could be.
So like $9.04 for 5 pitchers.
Wow.
Now, do I make it to midnight because I like sleeping? Probably not.
What?
There's a
You're
chance.
gonna go to bed early on your 21st birthday?
I say that there's a chance now, but more than likely, I'll be up. I'll be awake. So,
wow.
Me and my buddies will.
Well,
be
because I
out.
remember growing up, my old sage wisdom that I am.
I still don't know your age because we're not talking
about that. Sip calls me wise. So
okay, so
no,
that
Sip said wise or Jake said wise. Jake said wise.
Is Jake old enough to talk? I mean, Jake's 30.
No, on my radio open.
Oh yes,
Nicole,
yes. When we're
she's
talking
very
about
wise.
yes, yeah.
So, ever since I've turned 21, I have like stayed up until midnight of my birthday. I think I'm also just up.
Can I ask you a question since you are older than I am? Older than I am. I didn't say old. I made it very clear. Do you look forward to birthdays after your 21st? Because like Mark,
that's a good question.
Because like Mark and I were talking, and when I was driving to work today, I'm like, man, after Wednesday, I'm gonna be like, okay, what do I have to look forward to now? Like 25? Because I can rent a car.
Nothing to look forward to. It's all over. Yes, there's things to
like.
Look
Do you
forward
look forward to your 24th and 23rd and stuff?
Well, I looked forward to my 22nd because that's my golden birthday.
That's mine
so I just
well.
felt like that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, it's been awful. So not awful. My birthday's in January, and then it's in like the winter, and so we always try to plan my friends. Like so, this year we went to Leavenworth, Washington, and like
that's when. Yes, that's right.
And then last year we went to Estes Park. So like we always try to plan like a trip around my birthday. So it's because I loathe working on my birthday.
You hate it.
I hate it. Because you're supposed to think like it's like you're perfect. Like everyone's supposed to acknowledge me and it's your birthday and it's supposed to be like people are supposed to treat you. And then when you're working, it's like, this is not fun.
Yeah.
So I always try to get it off and get like a long weekend. I've done that the last few years.
I think I was smart to just take Wednesday off because I'll be here tomorrow. I'll be working tomorrow.
Which is your birthday, which is fun.
Yeah. But I think I was smart to take Wednesday off.
It's your 21st birthday.
Yeah. Just to give me a day to hang out. I think my buddies and I might do. Have you ever heard of flotation therapy?
Float therapy?
Yeah, maybe it's float therapy.
You like sit in
sit in a tub that you just float.
You're gonna do float therapy on your 21st birthday?
The day after, Wednesday. So you sit in this giant tub, and they like close whatever, and
float
it's pitch
Lincoln
black.
Or whatever.
I think it's Lost and Float.
Lost and Float.
Whoa. No, I think it's like Lost and Float or something. But we just sit there and it's pitch black because I'm trying to think like the last break.
Not pitch black. I think there's like a little light.
Well, either way, it's super relaxing. And I think the last day off that I had would have been Christmas.
Are you really stressed?
Yeah, I would say that. I would say stress is a big part of my life.
Someone just texted me and asked me if you're 50 years old.
Am I 50 years old? I do not think so. I am 20 for 5 hours and 41 minutes.
Wow. Well, you're just going to go sit in Lost and Float. Shout out Lost and Float.
Hey, no. I'm sitting there on Wednesday, the day after my birthday. And am I looking forward to it? Yes. I've told people I'm looking more forward to the day off of work to just relax and get my life ball back together.
Then you are turning legal age
for my actual birthday.
Wow.
It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad, but I won't be going to mass media law class. I won't have to go to my 7 a.m. Wednesday meetings that I have. It's super. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it.
Well, there you go. Well, I hope you have a little more excitement for your birthday going on.
I will say I get a haircut tomorrow morning, so I'm pretty excited for that. Haircut day is best day.
I'm kind of okay. Sorry. I'm like derailed ever since you are not looking forward to birthdays. So,
It's not that I'm not looking forward to it. I'm actually very excited, especially as it's gotten closer. But it is what it is.
what does the text line say? Are people saying like, do they
Somebody-
look forward to their birthdays?
So
on the sports talk radio on
Yeah.
Lincoln, in Lincoln.
So
One of my friends keeps texting me and it's distracting me. I love her and she's living now, but I have to put my phone down. So I love you.
the worst though is you get them on your MacBook. You get
Yes,
messages
and
on your MacBook and you get distracted. So somebody asked what the first drink is going to be.
It's your mom's beer. No, we could get you a shot.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the first drink is going to be. I haven't put that much thought into it. Any suggestions, Nicole?
Well, you said your first drink is going to be your beer from your mom.
Well, so maybe. Like I hope she did tell me, she's like, Nick, I understand like if it doesn't.
So
like,
are
doesn't
you a
work.
beer guy or a shots guy on birthdays? You don't know.
I
We
have
don't
no
know.
idea.
We don't know. Oh, wow, you're young.
What kind of guy do you think I am?
Well,
You tell me, Nicole.
this is awkward. Well, when we well, usually when I ask guys, I'm like, are you a beer guy or a shot guy?
I will tell you
And-
that I do not have any clue. If I no, I'm not even gonna say it. Never mind.
Well, when we do go out, because we have been out in public settings together
Yes.
at bars, you know,
Yes.
Upside Bar and Lounge,
Rosie's that one time.
Happer's going away party. Nick's just like the bartender or the waitress will go around the whole table and then everyone's like ordering their drinks and then they get to their drinks and then it gets to Nick and he just goes, I'll do a root beer.
I am excited for that to be over. Like okay, so I will say this, like I'm excited to be able to like go and not have to worry about, okay, do they allow guys or people in at past 11 p.m. that aren't 21? Like I'm looking forward to that. Like the other night, so it was a couple Fridays ago, me and my buddy went to Rosie's and we had to leave by midnight. Well, he's 21, but I'm not. So we had to leave by midnight. And so
Get out.
Yeah, they're like, listen, we just can't. And they had to put a huge X on my hand instead of giving me a bracelet. I think I was the only one in there with a big giant X on my right hand. And I'm like, listen, this is just like not having to worry about that stuff is going to be nice and just, hanging out.
Well, Juwan Howard threw a punch slap, and we were going to talk about that for like 15 minutes, but instead we're breaking down if Nick Sainert is a beer guy or a shots guy, which we don't know because he's not legal yet. But
that makes you sound so.
What?
I'm not legal.
You're not.
The text line says that I'm a beer guy. Somebody says 3 wise men would be a good shot. Is that a shot? Somebody else says Jack, Jim, and Jose. Here's what I'll say. I have the idea that I cannot do tequila or vodka.
Why do you think that?
Just I've taken whiffs and I can't handle it.
You've taken a whiff of tequila and you think a whiff?
Like smells.
Yes.
I smell tequila.
Yes, you smell it and you don't think you can take it?
Yeah, like that smell just kind of makes me feel a bit.
Okay, so you just dropped like 100 man points in my book. So
vodka? Really?
Tequila or any of those?
I guess I'll have to let you know.
Yeah,
Nicole.
let me know. On my 21st, we did 21 shots.
That probably, I don't know. Here's the thing. Okay, so we're getting a couple texts here that I want to talk about.
Well, we need to take a break because we were supposed to call Evan Bland in 2 minutes.
Oh, crap. Okay.
So table this drinking thing, and we will talk about it later in the show. So we're going to take a break. I just messaged Evan Bland and said, we are going on a birthday rant, and then we will call. We will table. Everyone send your texts in. Oh, he's listening right now. Shout out, Evan. Text in 402-464-5685 what you think Nick's first drink should be. And then we will bring it back to the front of the table later in the show. And we will be back after this with Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald.
Did you know your air ducts can hold up to 17 pounds of dirt, dust, pet dander, and so much more? John Henry's is here to help make the air you breathe cleaner with a duct cleaning. If you've never had your ducts cleaned, now is the best time, especially if you have pets, someone in the home with allergies or asthma, or you've ever done a renovation. Find out more at jhlincoln.com or give John Henry's a call or text today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning. Now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back in the future. Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. And things have obviously been pretty challenging lately with new vehicles, with all the microchip and supply chain issues, but things continue to loosen up as Koppel gets more and more new vehicles in each and every week. We've had many customers also custom order their vehicles. So if you don't see what you want in our current inventory, we can put an order in to get exactly what you want. So go online, reserve your new vehicle at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 330 North 48th Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
At Buffalo Wings and Rings, they've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet the Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered, fried chicken served buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path.
Sponsored by DHHS and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Ahead of a strong cold front will top out near 50 today, but could see falling temperatures by late this afternoon, and north winds eventually gusting over 25 to 30. Tonight, a low down to 9. Much colder for our Tuesday. Will be mostly cloudy, only a high of 18. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop, but you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order online now from the new Wingstop located at 5001 O Street.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, Nicole Griffith.
Welcome back into the Ticket Weeknights. I'm your host, Nicole Griffith, joined alongside Nick Sainer. He is turning 21 tonight. This is breaking news. Float all the stories. We're only talking about his birthday and what the great debate that will go down in history of if he is a beer or a shots guy, because Nick doesn't know.
We will find out tonight at 12:01 a.m. I can tweet it out.
Yes.
I will tweet it out at 12:01.
We'll find out. So get those texts in 402-464-5685 on what drink should be Nick's first drink. Joining us in more important news of the day, Evan Bland is on my radio show. I believe, Evan, for the first time, right?
Absolutely. First time. I'm ready to roll. This is fun.
Well, welcome. Big question for you. What should Nick's first drink be?
Okay, so a couple things here. First of all, so you mentioned the whole beer shot thing. I would offer the idea that like whatever you are at age 21 or 22 might not be like what you are for life, right? Like what you are in college can change. I think it changed for me. So you know, I've become a beer guy. But as far as Nick's first drink, I don't know. Do you want to ease into it, or are you just kind of jumping in feet first here on a Monday night?
You tell me, Evan. What do you think is best? I do work tomorrow on the birthday, but I have Wednesday off. So you tell me. Should I just leap right in?
Well, I mean, if you're going with friends, yeah, I would say.
If you're going by yourself,
Evan, that hurts, man. You think I would just go to a bar by myself on my 21st?
Hey, I'm not going to assume anything, but. You know, if you're going kind of the shot route, you can't go wrong with the standard Fireball.
Okay.
You know, if you're going the beer route, I'm a Fat Tire guy personally. You could go with a classic or a crappy beer too. Get whatever the special is and get an extra one. You know, I think there's a lot of ways you can go. I think it's unfortunate, like the Monday, Tuesday is kind of the worst time of the week to turn 21.
Oh.
If you're ever going to do that, unfortunately. But I will tell you a quick story, and this relates to Nebraska sports.
Oh, perfect.
When I turned 21, my birthday is the first week in January, and I was in college with the Daily Nebraskan, and I was covering Nebraska, Auburn, and the Cotton Bowl. They were down in Dallas. And so the game was on New Year's Day, January 1st, 2007. And there was a big, of course, like New Year's Eve party the night before. And I had gone down with some friends, and like all the friends that I went with had turned 21 in like November, and they went to this downtown New Year's Eve party, and I couldn't get in because I was 5 days away from turning 21.
I know the feeling.
So they had like this great night, and I had to I was the only one who wasn't hung over for the game the next day.
Yep.
But that's the one that one of the bigger regrets, in my college life, I suppose.
Evan, what's the oldest man or like old man-ist drink that you can think of? Does that make sense?
Are you calling him old?
No. I'm saying what? Because somebody asked if I was 50 years old earlier.
Well, that's because you're going to go do float
That's
therapy
right.
and get a haircut.
But if I want to embrace my old man in me, what's the oldest drink that you think I should try? Like, are we thinking whiskey sour? Is that an old man drink?
Yeah, I mean, anything with whiskey, I think, they say it puts hair on your chest or whatever. I think
of course.
That's something right up there. You could go like with an old fashioned.
Okay.
That's another one that would probably be on the older end. But yeah, anything with kind of whiskey or, bourbon, I suppose, would put you on whatever you might call it, the older end, the classy end. That's probably where you'd start to impress some people.
Maybe a scotch.
Classy. I like that word.
Yeah.
Not older.
Classy. Thank you, Evan.
Yeah, what would Ron Burgundy drink, right? Keep it classy.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll just base everything off of him.
Evan, were you down in Texas this week, or did you watch from afar? How does that work?
I was not. I am going this week. I'm going down to Texas to see them play TCU. But no, I was at home listening and watching with everybody else.
Okay, so the Huskers finally, baseball's back. It was like perfect weather yesterday and this weekend, and it just seemed like it did not feel like it was February. It felt like it was like ready for spring ball. We should already be a couple months in, but the Huskers opened, and then they open on the road at Sam Houston State of the WAC, and they go 1-3 on the road. If you were a betting person, if you are, did you expect them to go 1-3, and what are your instant reactions from this weekend?
No, I did not expect them to go 1-3. I thought 2-2 probably at the lower end would be what it was. So like it's kind of interesting because you can look at it a couple ways. Like there are the caveats that, like, one, Sam Houston could actually be pretty good. Like we'll find out pretty soon. They have a really pretty difficult non-conference schedule, so I think it'll be interesting to see how they handle some of the other opponents coming up for them. And then, number two, typically teams in the North, like Nebraska, tend to start out slower when they get going in non-con. They travel and they play in warmer weather. And so it's not, unheard of for a team to travel south and be sluggish the first weekend. I think what's concerning from Nebraska's weekend is like it wasn't one thing. It wasn't just the pitching. It was kind of all of it. Like the starting pitching consistently wasn't very good. I mean, 2 times their starter didn't get through 2 innings. The defense, which was really good for them last year, just wasn't. I mean, the infield was erratic at times. They gave up a bunch of unearned runs. It seems like every time Nebraska made a mistake, Sam Houston was able to score at least 1 run off of it. And then the offense too. I mean, I think they had 43 strikeouts as an offense over 4 games against like 10 walks, which I think Will Bolt described it pretty well. He said it's just an immature approach when you're not, not only are you not working free passes, but then on the other side, you're not even putting the ball in play and you're striking out. And that's kind of the worst thing you can do, especially in college baseball, because these aren't major league defenders out there. Like these are guys that will make mistakes, and a college baseball game typically comes down to who makes fewer mistakes. And that was something Nebraska really thrived on last year, was letting the other team make the mistakes, and then Nebraska would capitalize on it. And it was kind of the opposite of that this weekend. So really not a ton of positives to take away from it, other than to say it was one weekend, and they think that with 52 regular season games left, there's a lot of time to turn things around.
Yeah, it's opening weekend, and I know I was watching it and I was like, great. And now baseball's losing. I needed to kind of walk back off the ledge a little bit. What do you think is going to be their focus in practice this week? Like they turn around and they are here for a week, but then they go right back to Texas to take on top 25 TCU.
Well, it's interesting because by all accounts, like the coaches, what they saw from 6 weeks of preseason practice was a lineup that was hitting, starting pitching that was sharp, and defense that was pretty consistent. And when none of that shows up, when the lights turn on and the games start to count, you kind of have to relook at everything this week. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what the demeanor's been with the team, what they start with. To me, it has to start with the starting pitching. I mean, you can't really find a lot of success if none of your starters are giving you more than 4 innings the way that they did. I mean, that puts a lot of pressure on your bullpen. It means that you're probably behind early in the game, and so that puts some pressure on your offense to score some runs and get going too. And I think they will. I mean, Kyle Perry last year went toe-to-toe with Arkansas, and he was the starter in the game that they won at that regional last year. And Shea Shanneman has started some big games for Nebraska and come through. So I think there's a lot of evidence out there that would say that those two would bounce back. And Dawson McCarville, who was the 3rd starter, probably had their best start last weekend, I guess I would say. He had the 4 innings, and he's pretty experienced as a college guy too. And, they still feel like they have a deep group of pitchers, and there's room to kind of maneuver through the roles and change things up. So I think that's the other thing is, like, you go back through the years with Nebraska and any college team like that, those first few weeks, you're putting guys into new roles and lineups change and starting pitchers change. I mean, a lot of stuff can be figured out between now and a month from now. And there's still plenty of season to kind of lock into those roles and get going. So I think that's sort of probably the bottom line, is continuing to figure out, okay, what are your what are your roles? What do you want the lineup to look like? How do you want the pitching staff to break down? And the guys that perform get the job done. And after a week, they're starting to figure out who those guys are.
We're speaking to Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald. Evan, when you were on my show last week, we were kind of talking about the depth of the pitching staff with Jake Buns kind of getting banged up a little bit. I mean, how big of a hit is that to that bullpen right now?
Yeah, that sucked. I mean, that's a bad deal. I mean, we don't know for sure the severity of it, but based on kind of how it played out, it's very, very common that that's one of those season-ending type deals with an elbow. So I hope that's not the case. I'm sure we'll get the final word here this week, what it might be. But yeah, I mean, Buns was a big part of what Nebraska did last year. I mean, nobody had more appearances than he did. I think he was out there 20 times. He had an ERA in the mid-twos, so he was one of the better bullpen arms. People, I think, remember him from that Arkansas regional final when he wasn't able to hold that lead, but really throughout the year, he was a very reliable setup guy. He was a big personality, big-bodied guy who was out there and was able to fire people up. We talked to him last week before they went off to Texas the first time, and he was excited to get going. So, you feel bad for him because he's already had Tommy John surgery in his career a couple of years ago. He went through that and was able to come back and do what he did last year. So on a personal level, you really got to feel for that guy and potentially what he might have to go through again. But then from, Nebraska's perspective, they feel like Colby Gomez is the guy they want as the closer. But beyond that, everything else was up in the air. I mean, midweek starters, 8th inning guy, long relief, even a fourth starter, which Buns was at times last year. So he was a really versatile pitcher for them. Again, a big personality, a guy that was popular with his teammates. So you hope for the best, but again, that's sort of why that depth is so important, is because injuries do crop up. People become ineffective as the year goes on. So the more arms you have, the better situation you're in to sort of recover from that. So I think Nebraska, if nothing else, does feel like it's going to have enough arms to cover his loss if he's out for quite a while.
Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald joining us. So the Huskers go back to Texas. They face TCU, and then they have Northwestern State, UT Arling, all the Texas schools. But then they open at home with Long Beach State, and Long Beach State just went to Mississippi State and went 2-1 against the defending champs. Is this just kind of a first weekend? Everyone's kind of not playing their best, or are teams? I mean, obviously, last season versus this season is very different, and coaches don't really like talking about the turnover from that. But should the Huskers be a little concerned about Long Beach State coming in for their home opener?
Well, they certainly got people's attention. Yeah, I mean, you go to Mississippi State and you win that series against the defending champs. That's a pretty big deal. I think they're up to number 12, at least in one poll, and it's been a number of years since Nebraska's actually hosted a top 25 team. I think you got to go back to 2017, the last time one of those teams actually came to Lincoln. I mean, they played them a lot on the road and in neutral sites, but I think to me, the bigger maybe fact or realization that came out of their weekend is this idea that like Nebraska's schedule is actually pretty front loaded. Like Sam Houston's good. TCU's a top 20 team. I mean, they've been a national seed the last couple of years in the postseason. Long Beach State, like you said, I mean, they're going to be another top 15 team coming in all likelihood. And then a couple weeks after that, you start Big Ten play with Michigan, who's, in my opinion, the co-favorite to win the league along with Maryland. So, like, these are big early series for Nebraska. And what we learn over the years is that when it comes to RPI and trying to build your postseason resume, like those, wherever you end up after the first month, especially in the Big Ten, because those tend to be the harder parts of your schedule, that's really, it sets you up to succeed, or it sets you up to fail based on how you do against those teams in those bigger moments, because it's just harder to improve your resume against, Michigan State or Ohio State or whoever in the Big Ten. So it's a huge stretch. So this weekend's a big one. This one was the one that I think a lot of Nebraska fans have had circled for a while. It's in a major league ballpark. And if they go down there and win the series this weekend, I think a lot about what just happened is sort of forgotten. But then certainly the opportunity for Long Beach State and then Michigan too. By the time Nebraska gets to the end of March, I think we're going to have a pretty good idea of where they stack up on a national level. So, yeah, it's a huge month when you talk about just even qualifying for the NCAA tournament, let alone, potentially hosting a regional, the way that the coaches have said they want their goal to be.
Evan, I want to stick with the schedule because that's what I was going to ask you. Actually, I mean, when I look up and down just at the beginning, like you said, the front half, in my opinion, it gives Nebraska an opportunity, because I think that's a good word to describe it, an opportunity to gain some national respect. But as you were kind of talking there, with Nebraska, when they want to build their program, like Will Bolt has said, to be a national, respected program, how important is it that they schedule these types of games and early on in the season to, every single year?
Yeah, I mean, part of it is taking a page from what Dave Van Horn did at Nebraska in the mid-2000s, which was, let's bring in some of these warmer weather teams into Lincoln in March. And maybe they're not, Arizona and Arizona State, but maybe they're sort of that next level down, like a San Diego type school, or in this case, Long Beach State. And so they found that over the years that's been pretty effective, where a lot of these warmer schools come into Lincoln and maybe they're a little uncomfortable, and that's ended up being an advantage. But, I think Nebraska I think this schedule is a pretty ideal one. If you're Nebraska, I mean, they've had harder schedules in the past. I mean, they've had 4 games against Oregon State in the not so distant past when they would get swept, and they were probably over scheduling a bit. And so then that can kind of kill your confidence and momentum and that sort of thing. But on the other hand, you don't want to do what you did, say, 25 years ago when you're playing, Peru State and Northern Colorado, and you're racking up these wins against teams that really don't move the needle for your postseason resume either. So I think this is an ideal one for Nebraska, where, again, it's sort of like, I think I've described it to you guys before, it's sort of like scheduling a football non-conference, where you want your one marquee game, and then you want maybe an FBS type level school, and then maybe an FCS school to get a win. I think Nebraska is sort of in that spot where you've got a couple marquee series like TCU and Long Beach State, and then you have a couple other pretty good ones like BYU and Sam Houston, and then you have some other ones too that you feel like that they should win. But you kind of have to walk that line between, okay, we need to get wins and we need to start building some confidence and momentum, and then on the other hand, you need to challenge yourself a little bit, so when you do get those wins, it makes a difference in maybe getting you into the postseason.
He's Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald. Evan, thank you for joining us. Enjoy Arlington this weekend.
Thanks. Talking to one of the only other San Antonio Spurs fans in this state.
Yes.
I'm going to go down there and enjoy it. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. And the Spurs, I can sadly say I've not been following a lot of NBA even this season. And with the All-Star game happening this weekend, I didn't really watch much. But shout out Becky Hammond, who is no longer there anymore. But
That's right.
Thank
guys.
you. Thanks for coming on. We will talk to you soon. Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald. Good stuff. I would say like always, but that was his first time on the show.
Well, he was really awesome on my show on Friday. So yeah, he backs it up every single time. He's good.
Hashtag good. We are going to take a break. On the other side of this break, Michigan, Juwan Howard has released a statement. And he has spelled a name wrong.
Oh no.
In regards to the person he's apologizing to.
Greg Gard?
Wait,
sorry, that's a tease. Don't answer that question.
Thank you. We will have more after this break.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Warm and cool, comfort and confidence. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 467-1111.
At Buffalo Wings and Rings, they've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet the Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered, fried chicken served buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Need to send a message? Send it with cake.
Congratulations? Here's a congratulations chocolate rum cake from Beatrice Bakery. Thank you? Say thank you with an amaretto cake. I'm sorry that I accidentally hit your mailbox with my car as I was backing out of the driveway and then continued right into your prized petunias. You say that with a lemon drop cake. Everybody knows that. Beatrice Bakery in downtown Beatrice or online at beatricebakery.com. Here to help you say whatever it is you need to say. Welcome to our world of yum.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop. But you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order online now from the new Wingstop located at 5001 O Street.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back in the future. Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
You spend more time in your garage than outdoors in the wintertime. Isn't it time to get it organized? Call Travis at Classic Garage Solutions for his variety of organization packages. Turn your garage from a cluttered mess to a clean, organized space that'll be the envy of the neighborhood and something you can be proud of. You don't need to bring the same clutter from last year into the new year. Travis has storage options for cabinets, monkey bar shelving, or slat wall, and more. Call Classic Garage Solutions today at 402-730-1638.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Casey's General Store is giving you the chance at winning 2 free tickets to a Nebraska home basketball game this season. Stop by any Casey's location in Lincoln throughout basketball season. Enter your name into the registration box, and you'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to an upcoming Nebraska basketball game. Every drawing will occur at least 24 hours before the game that has its selected winner. So make sure to get to any Casey's in Lincoln today for your chance at 2 free tickets for Nebraska men's basketball games.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Back to the Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, Nicole Griffith.
Apologies don't always land the way you hope that they would, especially when someone is telling you to apologize. And maybe Juwan Howard is really apologizing, but Juwan Howard has released a statement apologizing for his actions in the altercation. If you haven't seen it, it was like a benches clearing brawl kind of afterwards. Like it was like a weird slap hit punch thing. In real time, I thought it was a punch. In rolled back, it was like a palm to the head hit on Joe Krabenhoft. This is the statement that Juwan Howard just released minutes ago. After taking time to reflect on all that happened, I realized how unacceptable both my actions and words were and how they affected so many. I am truly sorry. I am offering my sincerest apology to my players and their families, my staff, my family, and the Michigan fans around the world. I would like to personally apologize to Wisconsin's assistant coach, Joel Krabenhoft, and to his family too. Blah, 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 blah. I will learn from my mistake, and this mistake will never happen again. No excuses.
No excuses.
His name is Joe. It is not Joel. So that's how that's going. Juwan Howard has been suspended for 5 games. That is the remainder of the season. And then regular season, And then we will see what comes of the Big Ten's decision. I mean, or if Kevin Warren adds any more into the post game, or maybe Nebraska just has to play Ohio State next year, and that's the punishment.
I saw that tweet. I saw that today.
It was a great tweet.
It was a great tweet. Is 5 games enough in your mind?
Yeah, I was kind of going with the 2 games. I didn't think he should get fired, but I don't think it's like a slap on the wrist. It's in my outline. I have WTF Juwan Howard. Like,
yeah, kind of just stupid.
It was just very strange. Like, how does a timeout / emotions lead to someone punching someone in a handshake line? Like, this isn't the good game, you suck, good game. Like,
yeah. Well, like, he was the reason that they had to call a timeout.
Yes.
What he was doing. And I saw something today, and it was a really good point, actually. It was like Juwan Howard up big, still coaching, and Greg Gard down big, still coaching. How dare Greg Gard? Because that's basically what it was like. It's like both guys were just continuing to coach, and Juwan gets all pissy.
Well, and then Juwan was like, he touched me, and then Juwan like grabbed Greg like shirt, like he was ready to, like he was already triggered.
Oh, big time.
Going through the line, and then he's saying that he has to defend himself, and it's like, Juwan, you are a 6'9", Fab 5 Michigan guy, and you're gonna be scared of. You have to defend yourself against Greg Gard.
Hold on. I want to look up Greg Gard's height.
I did search that yesterday. That is something I looked up. I don't think it's on the internet.
We need to find this.
He's like a foot shorter.
He's short.
Yes.
He's short.
So,
and not scary.
Well, I mean, he called a timeout. That's scary.
How dare him?
How dare he? And
he
then
should know better.
You have people saying like Juwan was assaulted. He was grabbed. And it's like, okay. It's just bad look.
Greg Gard, this is off topic a little bit. His initials are GGG.
He's a G.
Gregory Glenn Gard is his name.
Is that good or bad?
Well, I just think it's kind of something to take note of. I mean, it's Gregory Glenn.
My mom's our MMM.
Really?
Before she got married.
Yeah. Greg Gard, not a bad coach, 140 and 75 overall. Now, obviously, he inherited something decent with Bo Ryan retiring, but he only gets paid $2.25 million a year.
And he is.
I wonder what his buyout is. What?
Yeah. Would you rather be 7-19 or have your coach be suspended for 5 games for throwing a slap punch? Honestly, what would you rather have?
Would Husker
Could
fans,
you imagine?
Would Husker fans take Juwan Howard or Fred Hoiberg?
Not as a coach,
Not
as a situation.
Oh, okay.
As the 2 situations. Because I feel like Juwan Howard is particular to Michigan because of like the history there.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if Michigan, when they came to Lincoln and blew Nebraska out, that was not a slight.
I mean, everyone's doing that. So,
but when true, even Maryland. When they came to Lincoln, they were a top 25 team
2-3 years ago with Cam Mack.
Well, no, I'm saying this year.
Oh, right.
But now, I think they're going to be an NIT team.
They're tanking a little bit.
I don't know if they're going to be in the big dance. I think
the little dance.
They might be in the little dance of the NIT. So, so that's interesting. That
Amy won the WNIT at South Dakota.
That is right.
I was there for that game.
Brought her whole staff over from South Dakota to Nebraska.
And one of those members is no longer with the team right now. And we will talk about that at the start of the next hour. So this first hour was really fun. We talked a lot about, we have a ton of texts coming in. If Nick is a beer or a shots guy, because his birthday is in 5 hours. He's turning 21. I feel like I'm shouting right now. I'm just so excited.
You're so excited. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited, but I have to bring myself up because this next segment is going to bring me down, I feel. So it's kind of heavy. Talking the women's basketball drama. We are people and we cover this professionally, but personally we have feelings and stuff is heavy. So we will talk the women's basketball program. Yay! Next. This has been the first hour of the Ticket Weeknights with Nicole Griffith.
You spend more time in your garage than outdoors in the wintertime. Isn't it time to get it organized? Call Travis at Classic Garage Solutions for his variety of organization packages. Turn your garage from a cluttered mess to a clean, organized space that'll be the envy of the neighborhood and something you can be proud of. You don't need to bring the same clutter from last year into the new year. Travis has storage options for cabinets, monkey bar shelving, or slat wall, and more. Call Classic Garage Solutions today at 402-730-1638.
At Buffalo Wings and Rings, they've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet the Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered, fried chicken served buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
Eustis Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustis Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustis Body Shop. That's who we are.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill has 2 Lincoln locations that are great for any occasion. If you're downtown for a basketball game or a concert, stop by their newest spot at 10th and P. Don't forget to check out their social media pages to learn about any concerts on stage at Rosie's. If you want to avoid a busy downtown scene, head over to the original Rosie's just south of 14th and Highway 2 for a feeling of your local hometown bar. There's plenty of TVs at both places and great food and drink. What are you waiting for? Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill at 10th and P and on South 14th Street.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit OStreetCarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Here's your binky, buddy. We'll be home soon.
You'd never give your baby a pacifier that has cigarette ash on it. But if you're smoking around your kids, yeah, it's kind of like that. Secondhand smoke contains thousands of toxic chemicals that can have a lasting effect on your child's health. Protect your children. Don't smoke around them or any child.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Welcome to Ticket Weeknights.
Okay, here's the deal with Nicole.
Live from Copple Chevrolet GMC Studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
You just gotta tell it like it is.
Nicole is, she's very wise.
Sometimes you're not gonna like it.
Here is your host, Nicole Griffith.
And we're back. Ticket Weeknights with Nicole Griffith alongside Nick. It's Nick and Nicole. Good first hour so far. It was nice and fun. We joked a lot about Nick. He's not really joking. He turns 21 at midnight, and that's just going to be kind of the theme throughout this entire show. A lot of people are texting in what his drink of choice or what his drink should be if he is a beer or a shots guy. See, people are saying, they're like, how do we know if he is a beer or shot guy? We don't. We don't.
have no clue.
We have no clue. We have no idea. He turns 21 at midnight. We're going to find out at 12:01.
I will tweet it.
And send in. We're getting a lot of. Why don't you rattle off some of them?
Okay.
Not all of them, but what are people saying for your first drink?
Scotch, whiskey, scotch and water, old fashioned, gin and tonic. Pecan Pie says this one. They really went in depth on this, Nicole. Shout out to Pecan Pie. I would think that Nick could go with one of two. Either a deluxe Bloody Mary, which is stripped of smoked bacon, piece of shrimp, pickled okra, spicy dill pickle, and a green olive, or a vodka martini. My reasoning is that Nick is known for talking about food a lot, and I think that those would satisfy his food craving as well as his alcoholic needs.
Wow. Very thoughtful.
Yeah, shout out to Pecan Pie because that took a lot of thought in that answer.
I do think a Bloody Mary, from my experience, not yours, would be really strange on a Tuesday at midnight.
So I did tell you though that I told my mom that she could buy me my first legal drink, right? And
beer.
We'll just drink beer. I feel like that's somewhat interchangeable right now.
Because you're not a beer guy, we don't know.
We don't know, but I was like, Mom, we can always go out to breakfast and we can just do a Bloody Mary. And so she was going to, and then I realized I forgot that I had scheduled a haircut. So we weren't able to do it. So she's like, Nick, it's okay. Like you don't have to worry about it.
What time's your haircut?
9 a.m.
What time is your class?
I don't have class on Tuesday, Thursdays.
So what time do you have to be at work?
Oh, after the haircut.
Oh, why don't you go to breakfast at like 8?
Well, because I don't know. My mom probably doesn't want to drink at 8 a.m.
What? It's your 21st.
So, yes.
It's whatever you want to do. So, okay, let's.
And she felt bad because my dad couldn't be there. So it's this whole deal.
Okay, got it.
Okay,
well,
anyway.
Keep sending in those texts or those phone calls, 402-464-5685. Your 21st birthday stories. Let's hear them. I turned 21 in Vermilion, South Dakota at USD, and it was wild.
Do you have any idea what an Iggy juice or a shark water kamikaze is?
I know what a kamikaze is. I don't know what a shark water.
Kirk from Georgia requests or suggests those.
Okay. No, but Kirk, please follow up with that. So, okay, deep breath. We are going to talk Nebraska women's basketball, and there's some drama around this department, and it's one of those things that we get to cover. So, associate head coach Chuck Love was suspended with pay on Saturday morning. And then at 11:30, the press release came out. And then Ashley Scoggin, a starting guard, it came out a couple hours later that she is no longer on the roster. So off the team, not with the team, removed from the program, however they like to word it. Removed from the roster seemed weird, but they traveled, to my knowledge, Coach Love and Scoggin both traveled to the Penn State game, but then that was on Thursday.
The game was on Thursday, so they would have traveled up Wednesday.
But they were not in attendance of the game. So a lot of moving parts to this story. We don't know everything. We know as much as we do know, but I do want to say that Twitter and social media is not a great place when things like this drop. I wish that people would be more supportive of people, regardless of what did or did not happen. I still think like we can still be decent humans, and like people on Twitter, it's like who can have the funniest comment, or who can DM me and be like, oh, was X or Y happening? And it's like, this isn't funny, and let's support people through this.
Or the whole idea of, okay, what's the most far-fetched reason that this happened to them that I can make up so that I get likes and attention?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
So Ashley Scoggin has a radio show here at the Ticket, and she it airs on Tuesday nights, Splashly for 3. That airs live Tuesdays from 7 to 8 o'clock, and she, to our knowledge right now, is doing that show tomorrow night. So I believe I think she will be talking, obviously, about what happened in her own words. And I think that would be really interesting to hear. And I think people should give it a listen instead of just, the news cycle comes and a day later it's buried and gone. But I think she should be heard from, because the rumor mill is rolling. It's disappointing that this is happening. Obviously no one's perfect, and things come out, but this team was doing so well. And Nick, you were at the game on Sunday. They won. They put up 90. But how do you think that this is going to impact this team moving forward?
Well, I think it's really interesting because it had been a crazy at that time after Sunday. Now, including today, 72 hours. It was 48 hours from Sunday's game. I will say this. I want to make sure that we give credit where credit's due. Number one, to the players, because obviously it was a crazy couple days, right? And there was some worry or concern that they come out and they just fold. And that would have, in a way, would have been understandable. But also, I guess, with Amy Williams specifically, you could sit there and say, well, she is now without her associate head coach right now, who she's been with
for 10 years.
10 years, once again, brought that whole staff. And what kind of makes it, the whole situation, kind of numbing, like that was a good word that you used during the break, Nicole, was just kind of numb. Because this program, this women's basketball team, we felt like everything was going great, and not saying that it wasn't, but they all seemed to get along. The chemistry was really strong, and it seemed like a traditional buildup of a program and development of a program with Amy Williams, this whole staff. And then for the first time in 6 years, in regards to specifically women's basketball, we kind of have a hiccup. And so that's where it's just kind of,
it's not just a
numbing.
hiccup. It's like
it's a big deal.
Yeah. This is like kind of a scandal.
Yeah. I would say that. Once again, though, like,
or drama.
Yeah. As Nicole just said a couple minutes ago, like, we don't know anything. Like, we literally just know what the Huskers said, what the statement said. I think that's a really important part, because like you said, the rumor mill is bad. Like, people replying to other people's tweets, and people replying to like just news tweets. Like, it's uncalled for. Number one. Number two, it's wild. Like, I understand that's what Twitter is, and everybody thinks that they have a platform to speak, but at some point it's like, come on. Like, and
Amy and Chuck have been together for 10 years.
Yeah.
They were at South Dakota, University of South Dakota, when I was there. That's when they won the WNIT. I've covered them while I was like a student, but have known them. And then, Amy brought her whole staff here to Nebraska. And then I feel like she probably feels like she lost a really close companion. And it's not just like, and I don't want to compare like apples and oranges, like Cam Mack or Teddy Allen. Like, there seem to be like character issues. And I don't know if we had character issues with Ashley Scoggin, maybe the team would say something different, but they're not talking about anything. In the post-game press conference, they're like, Amy's going to give one statement, and then she's going to give a statement about the game. And then people kind of pushed her on it, and she didn't say who told her to leave, if Ashley left the program or if she was told to leave the program. That doesn't seem to be very clear. And then obviously Chuck's seems to be clear, because if you're suspended with pay, like you don't self-suspend yourself.
No.
So I would encourage people to tune in tomorrow night, 7 to 8, and hear what Ashley has to say. She's a 23-year-old kid person, like we're all people. So that is now kind of overshadowing their 93-70 win against Minnesota at home.
Yeah.
And the Fighting Lindsay Whalens. Lindsay Whalen is the coach of Minnesota. Used to be for the Minnesota Lynx. I've interviewed her a couple times. She's awesome. But and Alexis Markowski has another Big Ten Freshman of the Week award. She has 7 now. Bryce McGowan's also has 7. So we just have these two like dynamic freshmen. But
they're freshmen of the year, aren't they? They have to be selected.
I would hope so.
Because that would be kind of awkward if somebody that has like 2 Freshman of the Week awards gets Freshman of the Year.
That's true. That's true. Maybe they have like more points or something. I don't know. But so now they play at Wisconsin on Wednesday, not Tuesday, not Thursday, and then they are at home against Northwestern. So and then it's the Big Ten tournament. So it seems like Nebraska, people kind of joke about it, can't have nice things. But things happen. So
yeah, things happen, but they have a 20-win season. I think I don't want to. It's going to happen, but I don't want to hear, or see that this off the court stuff is overshadowing what they're doing on the court. I mean, on the court, 20 wins for the first time since 2018, the year that Amy Williams led them to a 21-11 record, went to the NCAA tournament as well.
No way.
That
they
season,
haven't had 20 wins
since 2017, 2018. Yep. And then before that, I want to say, it was early 2010s that they had 20 wins.
And they're hard to beat at home. They're 15-1. All their losses are non-con games, and their record away is 4-6.
Yeah. And well, that's the thing is like all their losses.
No, their losses are conference, not non-con.
Yes.
So sorry.
That's okay.
Follow back up on that.
So like with Husker women's basketball, when you look at their losses on the schedule, it's Iowa. Ranked teams. And until Penn State, when they had 13-point lead in the fourth quarter, then they lost it. And Amy Williams will be the first one to tell you that they should have won that game. But then they followed up with a 93-70 win against a Minnesota team that going into the games 12-15 overall. Like it's nothing to scoff at. They did their job. They handled business, and now they have an opportunity to end the season on a 3-game winning streak because you face 2 teams that are right around 500 or below. And so you have an opportunity ahead. And what's encouraging, yes, obviously with, the whole off the field stuff with Skaga not being on the team off the court. Thank you. Off the court stuff.
Where's your mind at?
How could I? One thing that we've talked about all season long is how deep this team is, and all the freshmen are stepping up. And Allison Widener gets a new career high of 23 points yesterday after her previous career high of 14 against Penn State on February 3rd. And so
Alexis Markowski, 7-time freshman.
Yeah, like Kendall Moriarty, you can even throw in there. Annika Stewart can come out and come in, I should say. And you still have Kendall Coley, who's a top 100 recruit, just trying to find her offensive game right now. Like, yes, it's a big burden that's been placed on Nebraska women's basketball right now, but strictly staying on the court, on the floor, there's still reason to be excited about where this program and what this program can do in postseason play. Not only the Big Ten tournament, but in also the NCAA tournament.
And I feel like this fan base is hungry for this team to do well, and they want something to kind of like a silver lining, a sunny thing to look for. Like they want to see a team play in March.
Oh, absolutely. And I think one thing that Husker fans can point to and say when there's been star players out, they've responded and taken they've done well. Like the first game I think of is at Iowa when Jazz Shelley's out, or at Indiana when Sam Hybe was injured for a while there.
Well, the Iowa game, it was Jazz and
Sam.
Yep.
Thank you. And so, and they were in a position to win it.
Up 16-4 or something, 16-5. I don't remember.
That was the game Alexis drilled like however many threes, and it was
in the first quarter.
Holy smoke. Yeah, exactly. And so, like, they've shown the ability to stay competitive with the best of the best throughout the whole season. There've been, times where players are out due to health and safety protocols and out because of shoulder injuries. And so they've shown the ability to pick up the slack when a star player is out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can they do that when it matters most in postseason? That's yet to be determined. But from everything we've seen, they're deep enough and they have enough talent. And Amy Williams trusts a lot of options that she has in crucial minutes, i.e. Allison Widener.
Women's basketball on the road Wednesday at Wisconsin, and then they finish out the season at home against Northwestern Sunday, February 27th. I would encourage people to go and support these women, but also I would encourage people to tune into the Ticket tomorrow night, 7 to 8. Ashley Scoggin will be doing her show. So she already has a show here. Mm-hmm. She's had a show here, and with her not being on the team, the Ticket still has her here. So she will, I think, be given her side, be talking about, I don't know what else she would talk about. I mean, that'd be kind of weird if she can say whatever she wants, but if she comes on and she's like, so state wrestling.
Bury the lead. Yeah. Well, but we'll see what happens.
So that's that. So it's a tough thing to talk about, but it's, it comes up and it's what we talk about. So maybe we should take a break.
Yeah, let's go and do that.
Let's take a break. On the other side of this break is Steve M. Sipple. He is sitting in the other room. He is now here. If you guys have any questions for him, I know you hear him in the morning, but now you get to hear him. PM Sip. We will have Sip in studio with us after this break.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Here's your binky, buddy. We'll be home soon.
You'd never give your baby a pacifier that has cigarette ash on it. But if you're smoking around your kids, yeah, it's kind of like that. Secondhand smoke contains thousands of toxic chemicals that can have a lasting effect on your child's health. Protect your children. Don't smoke around them or any child.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit line. 1-800-QUIT-NOW. 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You spend more time in your garage than outdoors in the wintertime. Isn't it time to get it organized? Call Travis at Classic Garage Solutions for his variety of organization packages. Turn your garage from a cluttered mess to a clean, organized space that'll be the envy of the neighborhood and something you can be proud of. You don't need to bring the same clutter from last year into the new year. Travis has storage options for cabinets, monkey bar shelving, or slat wall, and more. Call Classic Garage Solutions today at 402-730-1638.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
Ahead of a strong cold front will top out near 50 today, but could see falling temperatures by late this afternoon, and north winds eventually gusting over 25 to 30. Tonight, a low down to 9. Much colder for our Tuesday. Will be mostly cloudy, only a high of 18. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Sartor Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Sartor Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Security First Bank. We're the bank, and we make your mortgage more manageable with flexible terms, trusted advice, and competitive rates. When you work with us, we'll know your name, but we'll also get to know your home dreams too. Security First Bank of Lincoln. Voted best small bank in Nebraska by Newsweek magazine. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. NMLS number 505011.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Turn off the TV and power down the video games. It's time for homework. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the NSCA. We want every child to learn and be successful. As a teacher, mom, and grandmother, I know children need a quiet place to do homework. Designate an area in your home away from the TV and background noise. Good study habits start with a quiet learning environment at home.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Back to the Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, Nicole Griffith.
Welcome back into the Ticket Weeknights. I'm Nicole Griffith alongside Nick Sainert. And it is great. It's been a great show so far. 90 minutes in, 30 more to go. First hour. If you haven't caught on, we are drilling it home that Nick is turning 21 tonight at midnight. Sip, don't talk. I haven't introduced you yet. And then we have first-time radio guest, Steve Sipple, who didn't know where the headphones were or if he should talk into the mic. So
Very nervous. I got to hold his hand along the way.
What are you looking at?
Step away from the mic, so I'm not supposed to talk.
Oh, you can talk now. Welcome.
Yeah.
You had a free night. You never can make it to my upside shows. So
Well, it was Valentine's Day last week, so that
I know. I did kind of pick up on that. I was like, wow, none of my regulars are able to come on my show. And then I realized it when Nick and I had dinner on Valentine's Day.
Here I am.
That's nice.
I had a great jalapeno cream cheeseburger.
Did you?
I did. Nicole had some tacos.
Is that what you went with?
I had Valentine's with Nick.
That's
It was.
kind of sweet.
Well, we were already there.
We had nothing.
And then,
Actually, I'm not going to say that because see, I said that last week and she got mad at me. I said we had nothing better to do.
I was like, Nick, aren't you glad you're here tonight? And he goes, not really. And I was
That's
like,
not what I
Nick,
said.
Nick.
That is not what I said.
What?
Sipple, this is how it went down. Okay. We opened the show. She's like, Nick, are you excited to be here tonight? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm watching the Husker women's
No, I
basketball
said,
game against number 5 Indiana.
he says, no, I wish I was at the game. And I said, okay. Well,
I didn't say I wish I was
You're
at the
supposed
game.
to
over-
build your coworkers up.
not
really?
tear them down.
He's the one to say that. He's the one to say that.
We don't need to get into.
If anyone
Sip.
knows,
inside
Man,
jokes.
Sip has a nickname for Nick, and it is not Nick.
It's not appropriate. And he said it to me the second
not
time I met him.
Is also aren't nicknames supposed to be shorter?
Well, yeah.
That's a
it
long
wasn't
name
really.
he has for you. It's like a phrase.
Beep, little beep, Nick at.
I don't know what happened. I don't know why that came out of
That
my
wasn't
mouth.
authentic Sipple.
That's like the first time I ever dropped a F word in front of Sip, and Sip like
Oh my god!
shook in his boots.
Yeah,
He's like, "What did you just say?"
I wasn't ready for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I'm just never letting you live that down, Sip.
Should we say a shout out to Big Sky, who's now in Waterloo, your former?
Yeah, go for it.
Shout out to Big Sky. You got a real job, Nick.
Are you saying this is not a real job? I'm here full time.
No, I know
He
you
wasn't
are.
here full time though.
But you see what I'm saying? He went out into the world, and
I was just texting back and forth with him today.
Ethan went out into the world and got a real job, which
Do
I
you-
should do at some point.
Do you know Ethan's last name, Sipple?
Petrick.
Petrick, Sky,
Tomato.
Mountain, Big.
So he's in Waterloo.
He is.
And I've seen him actively covering a lot of different things.
Yeah, he had to go to a game the other day that was like 73-6.
Yeah.
He texted me about it and he's like, this is horrible.
He got a good first job. That's a good little market, Waterloo.
Waterloo, Iowa.
Sip, how are you? What's new?
Not much.
Your hair's growing out. I said you needed a haircut, and you said no. It's winter.
Yeah, it's the winter.
What?
No, you're right. That's what I said.
His hair is. His sideburns are coming out of the headphones. You can see them. That's not normal.
He was back in the production studio looking in the mirror.
I was
going
not.
Like, yes, you were, Steven.
I absolutely
Steven,
was not.
you were checking yourself out in the mirror?
You weren't checking it out. You were just making sure it tucked behind the ears.
My look at all.
What mirror?
No, it was in the door that's over here. Just the reflection.
Yeah. No.
Maybe you should be nice to me.
Maybe
the second week you meet me.
So anyway, no, not a lot going on today. I sort of like took a quasi day off.
And you wanted to come in?
I got nothing else to do.
That's what everyone says.
Simple. You're supposed to build
I
your
said that.
coworkers up.
I said that for Nicole's sake.
Mute them, you two. I'm gonna need some new guests and new guys to come on my show because
Mute them. Mute yourself, Nick.
Mute yourselves. I don't want to hear. I wish I had the power on the buttons.
You don't.
Okay, let's
You are more than welcome to learn
poo
anytime.
poo on Nicole.
No, we're not doing that. I'm here because I want to be here. We're going to talk some sports
Okay,
at night.
sports at night. How was your interview with Trev? I saw your article.
Okay,
come
now
down.
that was that interview. It was a good interview. Covered a lot of ground, and I've used a lot of it. Now that was actually
Am I late?
a little late. Yeah, it was a January.
Hmm.
January, but that's okay.
It was my birthday month, so I don't pay attention to anything.
No, it's fine. It was a good interview. Both Parker and I were in his office probably for 90 minutes. So we got a lot out of it and wrote a lot. But yeah, I mean, it's been a rough, I would say, a tough 7 months for Trev. And he kind of made no bones about that. He wasn't really ready for all of what he deals with every day, like the NIL.
Yeah.
Name, image, likeness, and all the regulations or lack of regulations and pending litigation that could change the landscape very quickly. In his shoes, he can't be in a situation where he reacts. He's got to be proactive. If something changes, Nebraska's got to be out front. So that involves a lot of work. A lot of work.
I would ask you this, not really give a grade, but through 7 months, could you want anything different in your first 7 months from a guy from an athletic director? Because
from SIP's perspective, or
from like a Husker fan perspective, or somebody that studies the athletic.
I was going to say, if you're saying from Trev's perspective, I'd be like, maybe a few less NCAA investigations on the football team. Maybe.
Yes. Like, I guess my whole thought is like, Trev understands business. He gets business. But then he also understands, like, he needs, as a Nebraska athletic director, he needs to be present. He needs to be able to be seen by fans. He's at Husker women's basketball. He's at football. Like, he's at everything. He made that trip to Husker volleyball in the Final Four in a blink of an eye when he had whatever.
Him and Ronnie.
Yeah. So, like,
with graduation earlier in the day.
He understands that he needs to be present. Like, Nebraska needs an athletic director, in my mind, that is able to be seen and accessible, kind of.
Yeah, I think it's part of it. I mean, there's a lot that goes into being an athletic director. So I'll answer it this way. Grading athletic directors is tricky, and I won't even.
That's why I was like, I don't want to give a grade,
or even assessing them as. I mean, the way people typically assess athletic directors is which football coach did they hire?
Yeah.
How did that football coach do, and which men's basketball coach did they hire? And how'd that guy do? Well, he's
done neither.
Right. So the rest of it, assessing an AD is really tricky from our standpoint, because there's a lot that an AD does that we don't know about, it's sort of hard for us to judge. It's not like wins and losses.
Mhm.
Like we can assess a coach's performance pretty easy. How do you assess an AD's performance? I mean, Bill Moose, he handed out some extensions to coaches that we kind of furrow our brow at. But on the other hand, we also know he led the department through a pandemic, a global pandemic, and really led it through it pretty well. I mean, from a financial standpoint.
Are we squinting at the extensions if Nebraska is winning?
No, but I mean, that's
at the time. I mean, nobody would have thought that we'd be having these conversations about Fred in year 3.
It's true. I mean, we have the benefit of hindsight. Is what
Exactly.
You're getting at. And
yeah.
Now he did give Frost his 2-year extension when Frost was 7 and 14.
Yeah,
but none of
absolutely.
us. I mean, I'm not going to come on the air now and criticize that move because I wasn't criticizing it at the time.
Well, it was a sense of, okay, just keep people believing.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about recruiting and
Yeah.
giving recruits a sense of security and stability within the program. Also, once again, you can relate that to the same thing with the football program. Nobody would think that we'd be going into year 5 saying, all right, well, maybe things could get interesting after week 6 when the buyout decreases. Like none of us would have thought that.
Good point, Nick.
How about stopping by and talking with Eric Shenander? And then did you talk with Mark Whipple at all?
No,
last-
just Eric.
Eric.
yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Coach Shenander.
How
Coach
is
Shenander.
Eric?
I think I can say first name at this point.
I just feel like it's like chins,
Chins.
Frost.
Yeah, Eric.
Yeah, Eric.
Good conversation. A lot. I mean, I thought the thing that really struck me was, I think the ongoing narrative is these guys are under some pressure.
Mhm.
And his response to that I thought was really strong and something that we could all kind of maybe take and use it. And that is, pressure is a privilege. I mean, there's a certain amount of pressure that you have in doing this type of show. There's a pressure that goes along with it. And you can look at it in a very positive way, that's a privilege. You have that. And that's how he looked at his situation. And I thought that was good. He knows. I also, my takeaway was, there's a lot of takeaways I had, but the way he talks about the way coaches look at players that are unproven versus the way I or media look at it. Like, they know what they have. They feel comfortable. There's a lot of guys that are unknowns over there, especially in the defensive line. Raquan Buckley, Marquise Black, Nash Hutmacher, Mosai Newsome, those type of guys. We don't know what they got, but the coaches feel like, yeah, we got something here.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. There was a lot. It was a long discussion. I'll be writing more about it this week.
Do you think it's frustrating for Eric to have such a, well, it's weird that you said it. I think it's frustrating for a defensive coordinator and defensive coaches who have been producing good teams. Like, their unit seems to be strong, but now they're kind of under pressure. Obviously, they're under pressure because some of the defensive playmakers did leave, but kind of being,
I see what you're saying.
like, he's under pressure for offensive and special team issues.
Now his defense has been, it was 36th nationally in scoring defense.
They also didn't score.
I know.
Right? That's true, right?
Right. The defense?
Yeah, the defense, which
didn't bring back interceptions or anything like that. Yeah, they didn't. Listen,
the defense didn't score. Wow, breaking news, Nicole. No, that's not what I mean.
His defense is, let's just put it this way, Nicole. I understand your question, but his defense has been good, not great. Okay. It has gotten progressively better since he's been here, but it was 94th nationally in his first year. So it really had only one way to go. And I think last year it was 47th nationally in total defense, which is good. I mean, but they need to produce. And he said this, he said something else that's interesting. If you think about it, if you just average one more sack and one more turnover, that's gigantic. That'll shoot that would shoot where they're at right now, way up. Just one more. Yeah. Just find a way to get one more sack, which I think they were 96 nationally in sacks. But if you can just get one more, that shoots you probably in the top 50. if you can just get one more turnover a game, that's meaningful. So in his situation, it's good. He has all this continuity on the staff. So all they're doing right now is tweaking. It's not a full overhaul. So they're just looking for ways. Let's just make some tweaks to get us one more sack, one more turnover. They're in a pretty good position that way.
How much of a loss is Tuioti?
Tony Tuioti is a very good coach. And whenever you lose a good
Tony.
Yeah. Isn't it his name?
Yeah, it is. Why did you say Tony Tuioti?
Tony.
Why not just Tony?
Yeah.
Eric and Tony are good coaches. Scott.
Mark.
Anyway, Tony is a good coach. And anytime you lose a good coach, it's tough. But listen, this was a kind of a no stress situation because Dawson slides in there pretty seamlessly. They're in a 4-3 front most of the time now. Okay. So he's coaching guys that are playing up front already. Garrett Nelson, Caleb Tanner, Feldarius Payne. Now he's adds more guys to that room, but it's not a big switch from Dawson. He's coached the defensive line here before, so it worked out good. Do you understand that? Am I thoroughly boring you with football talk?
Do my eyes look like they're gazing over?
Nicole's not big on February football.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did mention that.
Well,
or March.
You can't blame her.
Or April or May.
You can't blame her. You can't. Unfortunately.
Thank you. Thanks for standing up for me.
You're welcome.
Are you? Sorry, one more question. Are you going to Ireland?
Yeah.
You are?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, that'll be sip.
I know.
Sip across the pond.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
You should vlog it.
Are you ready to go into pubs?
I don't even know what a vlog is.
Yes, you do.
Sip, don't lie. You're showing your age. Don't lie. You know what a vlog is.
You have a vlog.
Hey, am I going to go into pubs? Of course I'll go into pubs.
He doesn't drink pub drinks.
You
can't go to Ireland and order a margarita.
Is
that your drink of choice?
Yeah, if I don't drink margaritas, I'm drinking red beer. And I think you could do that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Nick wouldn't know what that is because he's under 21. So
You're
please
right.
explain it to him.
I just get
a red beer.
What I do is go to Big Red Kino, where you also go.
Oh, Big Red Kino.
Yeah, I go there.
I just felt. I just got a rush of emotion.
And here's what. Well, here I'll add to it. Here's what happens.
If you play 22, if you play Kino, Sip, I am going to come over and hug you.
I sat in the Kino area the other day.
I read a instruction book on how to play one time.
Oh, well, you won't have to read an instruction book. I'll teach you my ways.
Yeah.
You pick one number.
You triple your money if you pick just one.
Yeah. But I won't. Anyways, okay.
Oh, just all I do is get a
red beer?
16-ounce mug with Coors Light, and I say, and please bring me a cup of tomato juice.
Oh, interesting.
And
Like V8?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And I add it in there with salt and pepper. And
Okay.
it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I
look forward to it once a week.
How important is it going to be for? Okay, let me rephrase.
Okay.
Offensive line.
Okay.
A lot of questions.
Yeah.
Like starting
boo.
here, who is going to play center? Because Scott talked about it. Scott talked about it. There's a chance. I mean, New Ely's obviously an option.
Yeah.
They have 2 scholarship centers right now. New Ely is option if they want to move him, but he also mentioned Turner Corcoran.
Yeah, Corcoran,
because he feels like he can play all 5 positions. I mean, what's your level of concern with offensive line right now?
Well, I'd say high. I mean, it'd have to be. It'd be disingenuous for me to stand here and say it's not. As far as the center goes, I think you look at Ethan Piper pretty close.
Interesting.
And of course you have Hickson, who's been in Trent Hickson, who's been in the program. He's a senior and can play it. But yeah, Corcoran, that's a very intriguing option, but he's not now. Keep in mind, Turner Corcoran's not available in the spring.
That's right.
So
Prohaska's not either.
Right.
Okay.
So there, sure. 2 of their most talented linemen aren't going to be around. Now that's opportunities for some other guys, but I mean, Donovan Raiola has a big job. He knows that though. Yeah, the offensive line and defensive line questions to me are gigantic.
That's what I was going to ask on the offensive side specifically. Who has the biggest job in front of them? Is it Raiola or is it a guy like Mark Whipple trying to figure out how to score?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I think Whipple has the bigger job, but Donovan Rails not too far behind.
Yeah.
Whipple has to put together an offense very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you bring in a veteran like Whipple. He is in charge of it. And right now, if you were over there in a meeting, you'd know who's in charge.
Good deal.
Whipple, 64-year-old. I saw him at the Coaches Association gathering at Sandhills Publishing last week, and man, that's impressive.
Did he have shoes on?
He did. It's a good question, though.
He does. Sometimes he doesn't wear shoes.
Well, us old, sometimes the first thing we do when we get home is
let the dogs breathe. The dogs are barking.
He doesn't wear shoes at work.
Yeah, well, that's another.
Do you not wear shoes around the Journal-Star? Well, granted, it's not there anymore. But
if you walked into the Journal-Star
dead.
a lot of the time, most of the people would tell you, bare feet or socks.
What about here?
Bare feet?
Is that really? Is that really in you?
What about here? What about here?
I keep them on generally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Jake takes his shoes off though.
Yeah,
I take my shoes off at 10-11 after. Usually, I always do it after a football game.
Okay.
Because I just shot the whole game, pre-game and post-game.
Yeah, so you whip those shoes.
So I get them and I put
dogs are barking.
Sandals on. Yeah. See, this is how I feel
like
about
that line, don't you,
I
Nick?
do. I love that line so much.
This is how I feel
I
about
use it quite a bit.
February football. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a
Hey,
bad.
Nicole.
Hey, Sip. Hey, Steve. Steven. What's up?
I mean, it's sort of ingrained in us. I mean, spring ball is.
I'll get excited for that.
Okay.
I think the spring game is.
I think April 9. Don't you yawn over there.
I thought it was
by
April
the-
15th.
We know how to figure this out.
April 9.
Nick, figure it out.
Thanks, Sip. I trust Sip.
Nick, you yawned. It's one of the things you can't do.
I didn't yawn.
If
Did I
Jake-
He
yawn?
went like he was trying to guess the time.
You yawned. If Jake yawned on my show, I'd be over the top rope on him.
Well, that's because he's
It's not my show. It's our show, by the way.
Yeah. Whew. Well, this is my show.
Yeah, it is your show.
Okay, before we let you go, what should Nick's first legal drink be?
Okay, that's a good question.
It is April 9th.
It is
Shop Sip.
we
Thank you.
are
Thank
the
you,
text
Nick.
line
Game
is-
respect game.
Can you shut up?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Literally
told you to
stop
shut up.
talking.
Yeah,
On
on
the
air.
air. On the
On
air.
air. This is almost as bad as Sip's nickname.
People tell you to shut up all the time.
They do. It's a game.
It's a game show. It's sponsored. Nobody sponsor you. Tell me to
But
shut
They
up.
sponsored. They named it that because a lot of
You
people
do-
do that.
You do not have to sponsor me to tell Nick to
Okay, what was the
trap
question?
it.
Oh, what
my
drink?
first drink? Yep.
God, I'm terrible at that. Although, you know what I would do? You're a dude. I mean, you're a dude. I'm giving you a compliment.
Thank you.
Former catcher.
I riffed.
He also
Former catcher. Dude.
Dude.
You know what I would tell him? Just go Jack and Coke.
Oh, interesting.
Go Jack and Coke.
Okay.
Just do it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. That's a man drink.
I'm a dude. I lift. Shut. Female, small finger, small hands.
Yeah.
Nick has the same size hands as me.
Almost.
No,
I have
he
a little
doesn't.
bit bigger.
No,
I have a
he
little bit
doesn't.
bigger of hands.
His hands are big.
You literally said, "I bet you have the same
I know,
size
but
as
then
hands."
but then you put it up to it, and
it's like a centimeter larger.
very very small.
So he's not a dude.
I admit that my
He's a
hand. I mean,
dude.
look at my fingers.
You could throw a baseball.
They
though.
are so fat.
You could throw a baseball though, right?
Oh, I could.
He has to. He's a catcher.
Yeah. Hey, Jack and Coke
Okay, I'll do it.
at Big Red Kino.
All right, and I'll play my Kino numbers.
He has to. His mom is buying his first legal drink.
That's out of the window. We're
No.
done with that.
What's wrong? That's fine.
I know.
Yeah.
So
I think
what?
It's nice.
It has to be a good drink that his mom will
Yeah.
get for him. So
Boy,
Yeah.
my mom would have had to buy me my first drink when I was 15.
I will
I
say
looked like
this.
this when I was 15.
I will
That's
say
amazing.
this.
do you have a high school picture?
Absolutely.
There's a high school picture floating around of Ken Shimmick,
Really?
his senior photo.
I'll show you.
I will say this. I have had one alcoholic beverage in public before.
Yeah.
And it was
In Europe.
at the Hofbrauhaus. Yeah, we talked about it last week. Never mind. That's old news.
Okay, no, that's fine.
So
Someone
it
texted
was a
me
32-ounce beer.
and says, I said, this is why I texted them. I said, this is why I don't put a lot of thought into the show, because I make an outline and then we talk 25 minutes about Nick drinking beer. And they go, Nick has been talking about his birthday for as long as I've known him. I'm not telling you who it is.
I'm sure I can guess who it is. I'm
You
sure
talk
I can
about your
guess who it
birthday
is.
a lot?
No, because we're done. We're done. We need to get to break.
It's fine.
It's
No,
my show.
like
I will
it.
toss
Here's
it
the
to
thing.
break.
Is
I like the
because
fact
here's the
that you
thing.
do it.
Because last week at the Upside Bar and Lounge, I strictly told Nicole. I specifically said, I don't want to be one of those people that talk about their birthday all the time. I said it.
Well, that's not.
Did I bring up the question and pose the question to the texters of what my first drink should be? No.
Would you rather talk about what your first drink should be or the drama in the women's basketball program?
Well, that's a slippery slope. I mean, of course I'm going to pick the drinky one because
your birthday
it's tomorrow. It's in
It
4
is.
hours.
It is.
I like talking about that.
Oh, thanks, Sip.
Yeah. I mean it.
I know.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Steve.
When's your birthday, Sip? Summer?
July 2nd.
July.
Oh, July 2nd.
It's my best friend's wedding anniversary. Okay, everyone. Thanks for listening. What a great show. It's not over yet, but that's the end
Thanks
of
for having
Sip.
me on. It is the end of Sip. And thank you for having me. Thanks for having me on.
We're going to take a break and we will wrap up Ticket Weeknights with Nicole Griffith after this.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Security First Bank. We're the bank, and we make your mortgage more manageable with flexible terms, trusted advice, and competitive rates. When you work with us, we'll know your name, but we'll also get to know your home dreams too. Security First Bank of Lincoln. Voted Best Small Bank in Nebraska by Newsweek magazine. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 505011.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill has 2 Lincoln locations that are great for any occasion. If you're downtown for a basketball game or a concert, stop by their newest spot at 10th and P. Don't forget to check out their social media pages to learn about any concerts on stage at Rosie's. If you want to avoid a busy downtown scene, head over to the original Rosie's just south of 14th and Highway 2 for a feeling of your local hometown bar. There's plenty of TVs at both places and great food and drink. What are you waiting for? Rosie Sports Bar and Grill at 10th and P and on South 14th Street.
Here's to days spent roaming and to sleeping beneath the stars, to casting another line and letting time float by. From Shadron State Park to Indian Cave State Park and every recreation area, historical and state park in between. Here's to your adventures, your memories. Here's to 100 years of your Nebraska state parks. Plan your next trip today at nebraskaparks100.org. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank. A relationship you can count on.
Ahead of a strong cold front will top out near 50 today, but could see falling temperatures by late this afternoon, and north winds eventually gusting over 25 to 30. Tonight, a low down to 9. Much colder for our Tuesday. Will be mostly cloudy, only a high of 18. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, Nicole Griffith.
All good things must come to an end, including the show. It's been great for tonight. It's not going away forever, but Nick's little text fingers are going fast. Holy cow. A couple things that we didn't get a hit on that I wanted to talk about. The show. We got we got an email. I got an email.
We got an email?
I got an email sent to the ticket, and I was mentioned in it. I tweeted a portion of it.
I did see that.
And I think I just want this to be known. So I don't know who sent it. I don't know the name. I don't know the gender. I don't know. So it starts with, I have never emailed a radio station before, but I wanted to tell somebody my thoughts on the changes this year at your station. And then blah, 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 blah. And then at the end, it goes, one other thing. I listed. I didn't even notice that. It's not listened, it's listed. One thing, I listened to the very first Nicole Griffith show, and I thought it was a train wreck. I thought there was no way this was ever going to be good radio. I couldn't have been more wrong. She gets better and better every week. I think she has a real future in radio, and I'm so glad I didn't quit after her first show. Blah, 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 blah. I wish she could be on more, but realized with TV, her time is limited. Excited for your future at the ticket. So that's very nice. If anyone has any reviews, feel free to send them our way. Subscribe to the podcast and rate and review us. And, if you think my show is a train wreck, let me know. Because that makes me feel, I like that they thought it was a train wreck, but they didn't give up on me. So we are on the up and up. Like Nick in ages, moving up to 21 in 4 hours.
Holy smokes, 4 hours.
What's the text line like? What are your... So I wanted to get that. My show is not a train wreck. And also Nick turns 21 tonight.
Yeah. Jesse says Sip cannot drink a red beer in Ireland.
He can't even... I don't even think he likes Guinness. I don't think he'd drink a Guinness.
Interesting. What's Guinness like that? What's Guinness like? Is it dark? Is it dark?
It's
dark.
It's like that's what you get in Ireland.
Oh, really? Okay. Harold Sphere says this. I second that email. You have come a long way. Keep up the good work.
Was I like that bad? I didn't think I was that bad to listen to.
I remember. I mean, I barely knew you back then.
Oh, now we're just
we're
the
chill.
best of friends celebrating
Valentine's Day together and had dinner at Upside Bar and Lounge. Okay, I'm never forgetting it. No, I'm kidding.
That wasn't by choice. You didn't ask me to be your Valentine. Nobody did.
I was forced.
Nobody asked me to be their Valentine this year. Okay, that hurt. And then I was asking people to come on my show, and all the men said they couldn't. And then I finally realized it's because it was Valentine's Day.
Yeah, you kept feeling bad. You're like, thanks for listening on Valentine's Day.
Nobody's listening to me right now.
But happy Valentine's Day.
Did Upside Valentine's Day mean nothing to you?
Okay. So there was one text earlier. Okay, Roy says this.
Oh no. Drinks or train wreck?
Not train wreck. Opposite train wreck. Nicole, like your show. You got some sass to you. You're not just puppies and kittens. Roy.
Roy? Shout out, Roy. Appreciate that.
That's awesome. Okay, here's this one. This is you, Baldo, talking about 21st birthday here.
Oh yeah, you have to clarify what subject you're talking about.
Yeah, this needs to. I wanted to make sure I clarify this one. Nick, there's no better time to finally be put in handcuffs like you've always dreamt than on your 21st. Whether that be by a police officer.
No, don't finish that.
Or something that you share a few tequila shots with. Go make that dream a reality.
You could handcuff yourself to a friend. A guy friend.
No, that's not happening. That I need to change the open on my show because we need to get that whole Nikki Cuff situation.
Nikki Cuff.
Have you not heard that?
I
want the experience of going to jail without going to jail.
My work meetings are at 2:00.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you texted me today
and
I was
2:30.
And I was like, yep, I just gave you a short response because I was in the middle of my show.
I was at the dentist.
That's right. That's right. You did text me that. So, I need to change the open of my show though, because we got to get this whole Nikki Cuffs name. We need to expire that because we're done with that. That was 20-year-old me. We're not.
21-year-old Nick is a new person.
I'm a man. I'm 21.
I'm a man.
I'm 40.
I'm 40. I get a lot of we're going to end on this. I get a lot of sugar daddy requests on Instagram.
Oh, really?
I don't know if I believe them. I think they're bots. They're just men who are you're really pretty.
You match the algorithm.
I want to give you money. And then I don't do them. That's why I have a second job here. I don't really know where I was going with this.
Start the out music. We got a minute left.
Your face just completely distracted me from why I was going along with this point. But you're a new person.
I am a new person. I feel almost, I'm 4 hours away, and I can just already tell that I'm going to be a changed man. And you can hear the first edition of me as a changed man on my show tomorrow.
And we will know if you are a shots guy or a beer guy.
Yeah, I'll tweet it out at 12:01. Would you
I'm
like
so
me to
upset.
tag you?
No.
Okay. I don't know.
Yes, you could. I'll be there.
You're going to come? Might as well.
Might as well. It's your birthday.
Sounds good.
So that has been the Ticket Weeknights with Nicole Griffith. I don't remember why I was bringing up the sugar daddies. That makes me really sad because I feel like I just kind of left everyone on a cliffhanger. But, train wreck is, train wreck does. So thank you so much for listening. Everyone have a great week. I will be back next week, and Nick will be a changed person, and I will not be any changed because this is my train wreck. Goodbye.
You can search online for